Hi, my name is Nikki and I'm a counsellor and psychotherapist, and I work a lot with teenagers. I'm here to talk to you about some of the issues that you might find that you're dealing with as a teenager, and to hopefully give you some tips that might be useful. I'm going to talk to you about how to prevent anorexia. If you want to prevent anorexia, first of all it's important to understand what it is. Anorexia nervosa is the medical term for an eating disorder and a psychological problem that leaves people wanting to be so thin that they'll semi-starve themselves to become that particular weight. People who are affected by anorexia nervosa also tend to think that they're fatter than they actually are, so they've got what's called a distorted body image, and they obsess about food and they obsess about the way they look and wanting to control their food intake so that they're very, that they're the size they want to be. Underlying anorexia is always another problem. There's anorexia, the behaviour of controlling food and being obsessed with food and trying to lose weight is one way of dealing with some other problem that they're having that they're not finding a way of resolving. But because of the danger of anorexia, it can become a medical problem. So if you're trying to prevent anorexia, it would be to really understand what's the underlying problem that's led to somebody wanting to control their eating to such a point. Usually, if not always, there's an issue of control. So people that are anorexics have something in their life that they feel out of control in. So whether it's an experience they're going through from bullying to huge amounts of stress or pressure from parents or other situations that they feel out of control of, or they might have feelings that feel unbearable to have, or they might have thoughts or memories that are really difficult to experience and to have. So when you have anorexia, because you're so obsessed with food, it fills your thinking with thoughts of food and losing weight and counting calories and controlling this, and it means that you can't think, almost like you can't think about anything else, so it takes up all your thinking time. So notice signs of anorexia. So if you want to prevent it, it's not just understanding it, it's looking out for signs, and signs include obviously someone becoming very thin, people talking about food all the time, people valuing thinness as the most important thing over anything else, people using laxatives or never eating in public because obviously they're trying to not eat, exercising a lot. These are some of the signs. There's other signs too, but you can find out more about that if you research it on the internet or ask for expert opinions from people that work with eating disorders. And if you want to prevent anorexia, then the very opposite is needed. So people who have anorexia tend to have low self-esteem. So if you want to prevent it, it's about building up your confidence, building up your kind of self-esteem and how you feel about yourself. People with anorexia obviously also have a negative body image. So if we're preventing it, it would be doing what you can to feel better about yourself, accepting that the size you are or accepting the shape you are, and learning to like your body more. Some of the ways of learning to like it might be to exercise in a healthy way, to eat healthily, so just learning to feel more at ease with the body that you have. Also, another thing in terms of preventing anorexia might be learning to be more assertive. It would also help if you work on your self-confidence by learning how to be assertive without being aggressive or without being passive. So assertiveness is about being clear about who you are, what you want, what are your needs, and saying what's important for you to say. Many people that suffer from anorexia nervosa find it hard to speak out about the things that are important to them. They tend to be people that are quite that have a real strong perfectionist streak, that want to get everything just right and are very oversensitive to criticism, and can have a lot of obsessive, compulsive behaviours in other ways, not just towards food. So learning to accept that you're not going to get everything right, that you will make mistakes and get things wrong, just as other people do, can be a good way towards developing a better self-esteem. So it means dealing with the underlying problem, and it's often about control. So how might you feel more in control of your life? It's sorting out any problem and facing up to any problem and getting help for any problem that you are finding difficult to deal with. It's learning to be more assertive and generally speak about the things that are important to you rather than keep them in and internalise and keep them in and not let them out. It's learning to have a more positive body image, to eat well and healthily and exercise well and healthily, to find positive people in your life and to keep the positive people in your life, not just go towards people that would, maybe are criticising you or putting you down or undermining your confidence. It's facing up to adulthood. Many people with anorexia nervosa are trying to avoid growing up by keeping their body like a child's. So it would be facing up to the fact that you are getting old, you're a teenager, you've got more responsibilities now, and learning to enjoy that part of life rather than hide away from it. And if you are worried that your eating is becoming a problem and that you're beginning to undereat, get help, get support, go for counselling, find someone that you can talk to confidentially about anything that's going on for you, any troubles that you have, or speak to Childline. And don't give up, because it's really important you get help now so that it doesn't become a serious problem like anorexia.